For today's live stream tutorial, I'm focusing on improv. So I don't have a plan and I don't have reference photo. I'm using a little liquid with burnt umber, which I just like because it gives it that nice sketchy look. Liquid cuts the oil paint down, makes it a little more watery, not too watery. And burnt umber just kind of has that nice sort of Rembrandt sketch look. I work very light for the underdrawing. Again, there's no reference photo, so I'm just making this up. And, it's very freeing to do that. But I'm always looking to find the form in whatever I'm painting. No outlines. Nature doesn't have outlines. I'm drawing with straight lines. I'm not sketching with curved lines. When you do this, a little more liquid, when you do straight lines, you're forced to reconcile with the angles of everything, and it's a little bit more technical. I'm just really a fan of individual brush strokes and straight lines and just kind of being disciplined like a sculptor would be. I actually majored in sculpture in college, so it's a little burned into me. So I'm going to do a rabbit. I'm thinking it's going to be my old bunny Watson, who is like a son to me. I love that rabbit. I'm not using a photo of him, so I have to just kind of remember what Watson looked like. I think I'm going to make him wear a suit that is reminiscent of Van Gogh era France, like Arles in the 1800s. So kind of cool French looking suit, but also not too expensive, like Watson would wear. I'm getting a little bit darker. I'm not bashful with being dark. I just really enjoy using thin paint to start. Then if you make a mistake, who cares? You just fix it. I'm just trying to get a pose going here. Without reference, I believe it's a more pure form of fine art. The minute you have reference from a photo or from someone else's painting or anything like that, it takes away from the true gold of fine art, which is the artist's imagination and whatever you're going through at the time and what you're feeling, capturing that moment. The minute you start copying off of something, it loses some of that. So it's just really fun to just go for it with no plan and relax. Also, it's much easier to get into flow state. Make his little collar. I always think of late 1800s French suits as being kind of like a three-piece suit, but almost like the poor man's three-piece suit. They look pretty cool. Watson, I always felt looked like an academic, so I think he'll look stylish in this suit. If you notice, I'm just sort of taking it easy. I'm not stressed out. Definitely not. I sound like a broken record, and I will never stop saying it, but the enemy of all creativity is frustration. If you can find a way to protect your mood and just keep it light, it just makes all the difference in the world. I'll tell you, especially in art school, doing realistic self-portraits, the self-sabotage in your internal voice is rough. You talk about a cognitive misbehavior. The whole time you're just like, oh, you look stupid. Oh, you can't paint. Oh, you're done. Everyone else is better. And that's terrible. I hate that. But the more you do it, like the more you do anything, you get better and you get comfortable in your own skin. Then you just don't care anymore. It's like they say, when you reach the point of buying Costco jeans, you've reached real enlightenment because you finally don't give a F anymore about anything. When you go Costco jeans, that's true enlightenment. You need to have that mentality with painting too. So I'm going to go easy on myself. I'm going to just draw something fun. I'm going to go light until it's right, and then go a little heavier. I always use liquid. I will never not use liquid for oil paint, ever. Just kind of putting some stuff in. We'll see how it goes. Okay, we're going to speed things up. I'm now going to start laying in darks. Remember, time's limited. I start doing some more details. I try and keep everything two-tone. I just do darks and light. I don't get into the details too much. And this is why doing freehand and not gridding or projecting or anything like that is really great, because it's actually easier to do this way than to trace it. Because then you have to keep track of all your lines and you lose the form and the volume. And, you know, I've done a million tracings before, but this is always, to me, more fun with more personality. And it's mellower because you're not just coloring between the lines. So I'm putting in the darks. I'm trying to be a little bit casual about it. I'm just sort of skipping around the painting. I'm not finishing one part. Here I'm putting in midtones, dark tones. I'm warming up the shadows. I have no idea if this is accurate shadow work because I'm doing it out of my head, but I've done enough of these that I think it's probably going to fool the eye. Continuing. About halfway done with my time. So let's fill Watson in. I got to figure something out for the background. This is usually where I get a little lazier and I start applying paint straight to the canvas, meaning I squeeze from the tube onto the canvas. I know it's sacrilege, but I don't care, especially for backgrounds. I'm still never blending though. If you zoom in, you'll always see that I don't blend and I don't blur or gradient ever. Everything is just individual brushstrokes, quick and loose, because oil paintings are meant to be viewed from a distance, not close up. So if the looser you are, the more expressive. From a distance, it looks cool. Close up, it's like, oh wow, it's actually kind of messy. And it's not detailed. That word, I feel like I should go into therapy just to talk about detail. I enjoy accurate painting. I enjoy being lazy. I enjoy taking shortcuts and workarounds to save time. I enjoy fooling the eye, aka sleight of hand. But detail, I just imagine those pencil drawings that you see online where some guy in Norway took 70 hours to draw one drawing, like a photo. And I'm like, it's amazing that they could do that, but it's not really saying much about the artist. I just enjoy kind of like banging it out in one sitting. You never recapture that mood of that night. Just being done, and having it have some spirit and some looseness. And the more you do it, the more accurate you get anyway. So it looks nice. It's not like banana fingers. I feel like a lot of intermediate painters get hung up on the tracing thing or projecting, and they never make it to the next stage of being truly killer painters because they're afraid of their own eye and their own eye hand, sync. But you can't forget your roots. You grew up as a kid just drawing all the time. You didn't care. You follow that path. That's where you find your true artistic self. Also, like I said, flow state. Whole lot easier to get into. So I love having a simple setup. I don't have to set up equipment. I don't have to overthink anything. I just sit down and do what I do best, which is just paint whatever the hell I feel like and protect my mood. And then you get in that flow state where time stands still, you're hyper focused, you don't get tired, you do your best work, you don't make mistakes. I love that rappers use the word flow because rapping in hip hop is totally flow. Here's the final piece, the hour mark. I like it. Came out of nowhere, done in an hour. See ya.